More letters to the editor. Proposition 112 sets back more than the oil and gas industry by Jeff Cummings. Jeff Cummings all over your face. So Jeff Cummings, he's sitting there saying, you may wonder why the owner of a crane and trucking company would be so concerned about a ballot proposal that relates to setbacks in the oil and gas industry. So this guy owns a trucking company, and he's like, look, oil and gas is just so damned important. He says that the oil and gas industry currently generates $30 billion of activity in Colorado annually, and it makes it one of the major engines for our economy. So $30 billion for the oil and gas industry, so they can, take everybody's fucking property rights and then, frack this shit out and cause earthquakes. At least they're making money, right? According to the experts, Proposition 112 will eliminate 85% of private and non-federal lands from future development. That's okay. Let's have a moratorium on any kind of oil and gasoline development. I think that's fine. Let's just slow the fuck down. Standing Rock was in the wrong because the pipeline wasn't going through their reservation, but where they were right is like, well, we just slow the fuck down. What the fuck are we doing here? We're going to let the oil and gas company rape the shit out of Colorado? Are they going to invest in any solar? Give me some solar panels. If the oil and gas industry starts buying me some goddamn fucking solar panels, then I'll let them come back. But until then, only the employees and only the CEOs and the stockholders are making any money off the oil and gas industry. It should come back to the state. How the fuck are we not? There's 27% child poverty in Alamosa County. 27% child poverty. So that means over 1/4 of all the kids in Alamosa County are poor as shit. They got a death sentence. Poverty is a death sentence. And if you don't even have a war on poverty, you're not going to address poverty. You can only fix that which you acknowledge is a problem. If you don't even acknowledge poverty as a problem, that's never going to get fixed. And there's homelessness, there's poverty, there's working class issues. Those are the three main economic groups that I give a shit about, and the homelessness is the easiest one. Build a fucking shelter. What do you do about poverty? It's long term. We gotta talk about it. If you're not even addressing the damn thing, nothing is ever gonna get accomplished. So, of course we need a war on poverty. Of course we need a war on homelessness. We need to have a consistent policy for the homeless folks and working class people. We need jobs and we need opportunities. So, I don't see, Jeff Cummings, he's a fucking, corporate fucking owner, so he's making all this money, and he's like, hey, I want to keep on making all this money. Yeah, of course, but we're not all fucking corporate owners, so we all got to work for this Jeff Cummings asshole. Okay, so he goes on and says that they generate taxes, lots of tax revenues would be lost. Something about removing 2 spark plugs from a 6-cylinder engine in a car in the case of an automobile still run, but the engine would misfire, sputter, and lack acceleration. Similar to an automobile, our economy still would operate, but lack the spark provided by the energy industry, which would lead to a poor performing economic engine that sputters and loses what? Loses what? Come on, Cummings. You're going to come all over the faces of the people of Pueblo, right? Wow, so he goes on and on. So it's important to remember that what's at stake is more than the oil and gas industry. Really, it's about, freedom. He didn't even say that. He says it's about whether voters will choose to set our overall economy back along with the welfare of our state and citizens. So it's not just about protecting the corporations. It's about progress and moving forward. Would you call yourself a progressive? Hell no. Okay, well then fuck you, Jeff Cummings. If you actually meant being progressive for everybody, right? What, a rising tide just going to lift all the yachts? Let's get a rising tide to lift all the boats. So, Jiminy Cricket, boy, you all want power. God, I hope you never get it. That's Graham with the Kavanaugh hearings. Capitalism helps the poor. That's John Pickerel. So, I guess coming up, some little things about, this and that.